They don't speak much. They sit back, watch, and when they finally say something, the room changes. Why? Today you'll discover the quiet secret powerful people rarely tell. Silence is not absence, it's a strategy. Stay with me. By the end, you'll recognize the invisible advantage that turns quiet into influence. If you've ever felt overlooked because you're not the loudest person in the room, this video is for you. We're about to break down, step by step, the psychology, the social mechanics, and the small habits that make those who speak less, paradoxically, the most powerful people in any group. Point 1. Observation as information. The first reason quiet people hold power is simple. They observe. When you watch more than you talk, you gather data others miss. Tone, microexpressions, timing, patterns of interruption. This isn't passive, it's active information gathering. Imagine walking into a meeting and knowing who's anxious, who's bluffing, who's actually prepared before a word is spoken. That advantage lets you choose when to act and when to hold back. When someone interrupts you, do you feel your power shrink? Comment yes or no below. Point 2. Controlled response. Quiet people don't react, they respond. There's a big difference. Reacting is emotional and immediate. Responding is deliberate and strategic. When you respond rather than react, you control the tempo of interactions. That control becomes authority. A single, measured sentence from the quiet one often carries more weight than 10 hurried ones from someone else. People sense that deliberation and unconsciously assign credibility to it. So observation gives the map. Controlled response is the navigation. But there's another reason silence breeds power. Scarcity. Point 3. The economics of speech. Words have value. When someone speaks constantly, words become cheap. But when a person speaks rarely, each word feels scarce and valuable. Scarcity increases attention and perceived importance. It's the same psychological trick that makes a rare item more desirable. A rare comment becomes more worthy of listening to. That's how quiet people shape conversations. They conserve their words and spend them where they'll do the most damage, or the most good. And that leads to a surprising consequence. But first, let's talk about emotional calibration. Point 4. Emotional regulation and presence. Powerful quiet people often have a calmness that's not indifference, but regulation. They manage their emotions internally. When drama erupts, their presence acts like a pressure valve. Calmness infects the room. People look to them for cues. If you remain composed in chaos, others will anchor on you. That anchoring is a soft form of leadership. No titles needed. Pause and breathe with me for 2 seconds. Inhale, exhale. Tiny ritual, big effect. Do that wherever you are and notice how your mind resets. Point 5. Listening as leadership. Listening is a form of leadership. When you listen, you make others feel seen and heard, a fundamental human need. Powerful, quiet people turn listening into leverage. They learn what motivates others, where the power centers are, and who holds influence. People who feel heard are more likely to trust and follow. The quiet leader uses attention like currency. They invest it wisely and gain loyal allies. We've covered observation, response, scarcity, emotional regulation, and listening. Put together, these habits explain why silence can be a source of power. But there's one behavior most people miss entirely. Point 6. Selective expression. The pivotal move. The pivotal move is selective expression. Quiet people don't withhold everything. They withhold most things and express only what amplifies their objective. They time their disclosure. They reveal information strategically. Think of it as tactical transparency. You give enough to shape perception, but not so much that you lose leverage. When you finally speak, your words steer decisions because they come from a place of scarcity, observation, and credibility. In a moment, I'll show you a simple, repeatable framework to practice selective expression. But first, let's address the fear many quiet people have. Point 7. The mistaken link between loudness and leadership. Our culture confuses loudness with leadership. Early schooling rewards the loud hand raiser. Social media amplifies the loudest voice, and workplaces often promote the visible extrovert. It's a trap. Loudness can be charisma without substance. Quiet power is often quieter because it's rooted in competence, not performance. Recognizing this distinction frees you from the pressure to perform and lets you cultivate substance instead. Think of one person you admire who rarely speaks but influences many. Who came to mind? Write their name. Hold that image. We'll use it in the practice framework. Here's the framework to convert quietness into power. Practice these 3 habits daily. Observe with intent for 5 minutes. Focus on patterns, not personalities. Jot one sentence that summarizes what you noticed. Pause before responding. Count to 3. Use a deliberate phrase. Here's what I'm taking from this. That signals thoughtfulness. Speak with purpose. Limit contributions to one clear point and a recommended action. Scarcity plus direction equals influence. Do these 3 things for a week and watch how people start to reorient toward your voice. This isn't a one-size-fits-all rule. Silence can be mistaken for indifference or incompetence if people don't know you. Powerful, quiet people often pair their silence with occasional, unmistakable displays of competence. A well-timed decision, a clear result, or a public demonstration of skill. If you're too silent without demonstrating results, others may overlook you. Balance is key. You now know the mechanics, but how do you start? Right now. Today, pick one meeting or conversation and try this. Listen for 3 minutes without interrupting. Then summarize what you heard in one sentence and offer one clear next step. That tiny act signals observation, clarity, and leadership. It's low risk, high reward. There's one final truth most people miss. Power doesn't need noise to be visible. It needs results to be undeniable. If this video helped, like and subscribe for more psychology-backed strategies. Comment below. Are you naturally quiet, or are you trying silence as a strategy? I'll read the comments, and I promise I'll respond carefully.